COVID's not going away. Democrats are not going to give up the COVID powers that they took away. And in fact, Friday, I'm in the air flying down to South Florida, and news comes out that Jefferson County, Kentucky, which is where Louisville's located. Appreciate all the listeners in Louisville. We've got the #1 radio show in Louisville, among many others. And I hear from a lot of Louisville people they're bringing masks back for kids starting today. All schools, everybody entering to a school in the Louisville area in Jefferson County, Kentucky, has to wear a mask. And I want to start off today's show talking to all of you because I know a lot of you have kids, and I know a lot of you are in a position like me where your kids may go to public school. 2 of my 3 kids are in public school right now, and they will try to bring back mask mandates, even if you live in a red state. No surprise what LA is going to try to do. San Diego's already brought mask mandates back for kids in summer school. They will do everything they can to put your kids back in masks. It's going to happen in New York. It's going to happen in LA. It's going to happen in a lot of big cities, but not just those states. It's going to happen everywhere. It's going to be everywhere, okay? And when it is everywhere, when it is out there everywhere, even if you live in a red state, there are a lot of blue cities, and they are going to be trying to put your kids back in masks. Even though there's no evidence whatsoever that masks work, even though that it makes 0 sense, even though that almost every kid has already had COVID, and even though that it doesn't offer any protection at all, they're going to try to put your kids back in masks. In fact, I just shared the video. Dr. Fauci speaking today said he thought masks should be required for all kids back in schools now. So Dr. Fauci believes that your kids, even in year 3 now of COVID, that your kids need to be in masks when they start back up to school in August and or September. It's not going away. The only way to make this go away is to stand up and vote against all of these awful failed Democrat COVID policies. Stand up against them, vote against them, vote out Democrats. That's the only lesson they're going to learn. Force Dr. Fauci to resign because the House and the Senate are both going to be back in Republican control. And Fauci, anti-science zealot that he is, would finally have to answer real questions about his complicity in gain-of-function research and also his failure when it comes to advising the country on everything surrounding COVID. I was on with Steve Hilton last night on Fox News, scheduled to be on with Sean Hannity tonight, by the way. Some of you may have seen my predictions. I updated my predictions on the Senate and the House races now that we're sitting roughly 10 weeks out on the midterms. November the 8th, we're going to be having a big party in Nashville. I cannot wait for it. Clay and Buck, Outkick, all that rolled in together. I believe that Democrats are going to lose Senate seats in Arizona, Nevada, and in Georgia. All 3 of those states, I think, flip back to Republican control. I think that clearly Republicans are going to take control of the House, and I'm sticking with right at a 25-seat pickup in the House, given the fact that Republicans picked up a decent amount of seats in the 2020 election and almost took back the House. I think that Republicans are going to comfortably be in control of the House. In fact, Republicans have almost their largest margin in the House in almost 100 years. Those are my predictions as we sit here about 10 weeks out, and not very much different, for the record, than the prediction that I made on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. I gave you 4 predictions, I think. I said I thought that the Packers would win the Super Bowl. I was wrong. Georgia would win the national championship in football. I was right about that. That Republicans would pick up 3 seats in the Senate and around 25 in the House. And I believe that that's still on track to end up happening.